updates. Now, United States President Donald Trump has held what he described as a very good hour-long phone call with his Ukrainian counterpart Vladimir Zelenskyy a day after speaking with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Writing on his social media platform Truth Social, Trump said the call was aimed at aligning Ukraine and Russia in terms of their requests and needs, adding that ceasefire efforts were on track. While Ukrainian President Zelenskyy described his conversation with Trump as positive, frank and very substantive. Brian Thomas is joining us for more on this story. Brian, a very important phone call transpiring between Trump and Zelenskyy. What was on the agenda and what has been discussed?
Well, Uday, definitely now Volodymyr Zelenskyy has said that this very, ceasefire on energy strikes and the ongoing war with Russia could be established swiftly, adding that Ukraine will reciprocate if Moscow adhered to the agreement. Now, following the very conversation also with President Donald Trump also, Zelenskyy announced that Kyiv would compile a list of key facilities that could be included in a partial ceasefire that is mediated by Washington, and the list also noted that might even extend beyond any energy infrastructure to include rail and port facilities. Also, very importantly, Zelenskyy also said in an online briefing, referring to online drone and missile threats, that he understands that until they reach an agreement with Russia and a formal document outlining even a partial ceasefire, everything will continue to fly. Even describing his very phone call with Trump also said that it was probably the most substantive and positive discussions that they had. And Zelenskyy also emphasized that he did not feel pressure during that exchange. And even in the previous meeting also with Trump that happened on February 28th, it was intended to address a mineral deal and pathways to ending the war, and had quickly descended into public dispute. Now again, when asked whether he will still want Trump to visit Ukraine, Zelenskyy affirmed his interest, stating that he believes that such a visit would be beneficial for the US president's efforts to broker peace as well. And during their call also, two leaders also discussed the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant in southern eastern Ukraine. And Zelenskyy also expressed Kyiv's willingness to explore US involvement in modernizing and investing in the facility its control is restored in Ukraine. Yes.
Let me quickly ask you to stay with us, Brian, as we turn now to more news coming in. United States President Donald Trump has said Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels will be completely annihilated, warning Tehran against continuing aid for the group and an ongoing US military campaign against them. Trump had posted on his Truth Social platform stating that Iran must stop the sending of these supplies immediately. Brian Thomas is joining us for more on this story. Brian, Donald Trump issuing a stern warning. What has he said?
Well, Uday, US President Donald Trump has issued a very stern warning, like even when you mentioned, to Iran, demanding an immediate halt to its support for Yemen's Houthi rebels. He also asserted that without Iran's backing, the group would face swift defeat, vowing their total annihilation as tensions in the region continue to rise. And Trump also emphasized that Iran would suffer consequences regardless of its actions, but stated that without its support, the Houthis would be swiftly overpowered. He has also said that there have been reports that indicated that while Iran has reduced its supplies of military equipment and general support to Houthis, it continues to send large amounts of supplies. And Iran must stop sending those supplies immediately and let the Houthis fight on their own. Either way, they lose, but this way, they lose quickly. Even very importantly, Trump also further described the Houthis as barbaric and warned of their impending destruction as well. Yes.
Okay, let me in fact quickly ask you to stay with us. More breaking news coming in. The Israeli military has said that it had strengthened its hold over the Netzarim corridor, which runs through Gaza as part of its ground operations, calling it a focused operation to create a partial buffer